I'm Hurricane Peter McNeely from Medfield, Mass. On Saturday night, watch me kick Tyson's ass.
Tyson, and you know it. You hit me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Again, a left uppercut by Razor Ruddock. That stunned Tyson. Now Tyson's a stone.
Using his legs at all.
Left hook. Went down to the second string. Dumps it down. And he made the rope. And it is all.
Getting any type of respect from Mike Tyson, mainly because he's not making a fist when he throws his punches.
The story of Mike Tyson is inseparable from fear, real fear, the kind that creeps into a man's bones when he realizes the thing standing across from him is not just a fighter, but a force of nature born for destruction. Through the 80s and 90s,
Hit me again. As the bell sounds.
Low blows, and down goes Bo again.
Yeah, that's it.
Left by Ruddock. A left by Tyson. And down goes Ruddock.
disrespecting Mike Tyson wasn't just foolish, it was a form of self-harm. Anyone who mouthed off, mocked him, or tried to play the hero in front of television cameras eventually discovered that Tyson punished people in ways the boxing world had never seen. His fists were sermons, his combinations were warnings, and his knockouts became moral lessons taught inside a squared circle that looked more like a courtroom delivering judgment. And it was judgment that came swiftly, brutally, and without the slightest hint of mercy.
Here for withstanding this kind of barrage. Oh, what a right fight.
You can question his integrity or his honesty.
A glory.
It often began with loudmouths, men who confused press conference bravado for real strength. The first of these bold characters was Peter McNeely, a man whose confidence spun wildly out of control the moment microphones appeared. "Watch me kick Tyson's ass," he boasted, trying to convince the world that Mike's prison layoff had turned the baddest man on the planet into something ordinary. The truth revealed itself in seconds. When the bell rang, McNeely charged forward like a man hoping to shock the world, but Tyson greeted him with cold precision. A single combination sent him tumbling to the canvas, and everything he had bragged about evaporated in the roar of the crowd.
My name is last name is Green. It's a sign, it's an omen. Michelle City Tyson, your mind. Hold on.
His legs betrayed him. His eyes emptied. His nickname, Hurricane, dissolved into a breeze barely powerful enough to ruffle Tyson's trunks. What followed was less a fight and more a public correction of arrogance. And before the first round even settled, McNeely looked like a man searching for an exit from a nightmare. One more brutal exchange, and the referee saved him from himself, confirming what everyone already knew. Disrespecting Mike Tyson was a shortcut to humiliation. But McNeely wasn't the only one who learned the hard way. Years before him, back in the golden era of heavyweight boxing, there was Andrew Golota, a fighter known for low blows, dirty tricks, and cheap shots that made him one of the most controversial athletes of his time. He had carved out a reputation as a rule breaker, someone who confused boxing with back alley brawls. But when he stood across from Tyson, all that swagger evaporated. The bell rang, and Tyson moved forward with the cold efficiency of an exterminator tasked with removing a particularly troublesome rodent. A sharp right hand sliced through Golota's guard, splitting his defenses open and turning his face into a canvas for Tyson's brutality. Every exchange pushed Golota closer to panic, and in desperation he resorted to wrestling, clutching and grabbing the man he had no power to contain. But Tyson wasn't interested in games. He delivered a monstrous right hand that detonated on Golota's jaw and sent him crashing to the floor in a heap of shock, fear, and shame. In one of the sport's most infamous moments, Golota didn't just lose, he quit. He walked out of the ring, abandoning the fight, the arena, and even his own pride. For the rest of his life, he carried that stain. The man who disrespected Tyson and melted beneath the heat of his rage. Another man who felt that same wrath was Donovan "Razor" Ruddock, a heavy-handed powerhouse known for violence, so frightening it made commentators wince. Ruddock wasn't shy about crossing lines either. After the bell during one of his previous fights, he had launched a vicious late cheap shot, sending an opponent into near unconsciousness as the referee stepped in. It was an act that revealed the darker side of his personality, and when he climbed the ranks, he believed he could slice through Mike Tyson with the same reckless aggression. In their 1991 meeting, Ruddock came out swinging like a man ready to dethrone a legend. He shocked the world with explosive uppercuts that made Tyson blink for the first time in years. But for Mike, pain was simply fuel. That moment of adversity triggered a deeper, more terrifying version of Iron Mike. What followed were rounds of pure violence, with Tyson ripping combinations to the head and body, bending the ring into chaos, and walking through everything Ruddock threw. The sound of Tyson's gloves crashing into Ruddock's ribs echoed like gunshots inside the arena. Finally, in the 7th round, Tyson delivered a barrage that folded Ruddock in half and forced the referee to step in before the man was seriously hurt. Many described it as Tyson taking Ruddock's soul, because the Razor who walked in that night was never seen again. But perhaps the most personal revenge Tyson ever delivered was against Frank Bruno, a British fighter with enormous physical strength and a mouth powerful enough to stir the wrong emotions. Bruno mocked Tyson publicly, calling him bad for boxing and claiming that he would knock him out cleanly. It wasn't just trash talk, it was disrespect delivered directly to a man who didn't forget insults. On fight night in Las Vegas, the difference between talk and truth became painfully clear. Tyson moved with predatory force, stalking Bruno around the ring with the cold focus of a hunter. Bruno tried to clinch, wrap his arms around Tyson, and slow him down with illegal holds. But none of it mattered. Every time Tyson broke free, he detonated combinations that snapped Bruno's head back. A monstrous uppercut, followed by a crushing left hook, sent Bruno collapsing into the ropes like a sack of broken bones. The referee waved it off instantly. Bruno never again spoke Tyson's name with arrogance. Tyson had made him humble forever. Before Bruno and before Golota, there was Mitch Green, a street-hardened gang leader who attempted to use fear as a weapon. Green insulted Tyson relentlessly, even threatening him with statements that sounded more like warnings from a criminal than the words of a professional fighter. But when they met in the ring, Tyson didn't just beat Green. He dismantled him piece by piece. Green had no answer for Tyson's speed, ferocity, or precision. Every round was punishment, not simply fighting. Tyson's uppercuts lifted Green off balance, his hooks staggered him, and his pressure suffocated him. By the end of the fight, Green looked like a man who had been dragged through a storm. And yet, in one of boxing's strangest chapters, Green returned for a rematch on the street. Late one night, he confronted Tyson in public, and with a single punch, Tyson shattered Green's eye socket and left him looking like he had survived a car accident. The injury was so grotesque that it changed Green's life forever. In many ways, it turned him from an intimidating gang figure into a humbled, almost spiritual man searching for meaning after being destroyed by Tyson's hands. As Tyson climbed through the heavyweight division, the list of men who disrespected him and paid the price only grew. One of the earliest was Trevor Berbick, the WBC champion who had once defeated Muhammad Ali and carried himself with the arrogance of a man who thought he was untouchable. Known for hitting opponents in the back of the head and fighting dirty, Berbick entered the ring, believing he could bully Tyson the same way. It was a fatal miscalculation. Tyson tore into him like a force of nature. Every punch sounded like a hammer striking metal. Berbick tried to taunt Tyson mid-fight, but all it accomplished was sealing his own doom. In one of the most iconic knockouts in history, Tyson landed a combination so devastating that Berbick staggered around the ring like a man trying to walk through an earthquake. He fell once, got up, fell again, stood wobbling like a puppet with cut strings, and finally collapsed. With that knockout, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in history, leaving Berbick humiliated and broken. Another man who tasted this punishment was Tyrell Biggs, an Olympic gold medalist, who carried himself with the swagger of someone who believed Tyson was beneath him. Years earlier, Biggs had defeated the young Mike Tyson in the Olympic trials, and he made sure to remind the world of that fact every chance he got. He mocked Tyson publicly, claiming he would discipline him like a father. But when the fight began, it was Biggs who became the child in desperate need of saving. Biggs tried to jab and move, but Tyson walked through every attempt like it was nothing more than a light breeze. The moment Biggs began dropping his hands in arrogance, Tyson unleashed combinations so cruel they ended Biggs' career trajectory entirely. A violent left hook sent him crashing to the canvas, and when he rose, Tyson ended the fight with another destructive blow that left Biggs sprawled helplessly on the mat. Then came Carl "The Truth" Williams, the man who once tried to bully a teenage Tyson in sparring and later had the audacity to claim he was superior in every way. Williams forgot that the skinny kid he once sparred with had grown into the most dangerous heavyweight alive. And in 1989, Tyson delivered the payment in full. Williams tried to keep him at bay with a long jab, but Tyson only needed one punch, an explosive left hook that knocked Williams cold in the opening round. The referee stepped in immediately, and Williams lay stunned, realizing too late that he had awakened a beast he never should have provoked. What unites all these stories isn't just Tyson's power. It's the lesson behind it. Every one of these men believed they could disrespect him, mock him, or treat him as though he were something less than the storm that he truly was. But inside the ring, the truth always surfaced. Tyson wasn't just a fighter. He was a consequence, a punishment, a reminder that some men are built with such fury, such precision, such raw, terrifying ability, that any disrespect becomes a spark thrown into a pool of gasoline. And so the list of men who tested Tyson, who poked the sleeping lion and then paid the ultimate price, became part of boxing folklore. They were the cocky rats, the arrogant showboats, the street toughs, and the overconfident champions who forgot that legends are not challenged with insults. They are challenged with respect. Before we end, let me ask you, which of these fighters do you think paid the highest price for disrespecting Mike Tyson? And do you believe modern boxing still produces this level of intimidation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this cinematic dive into boxing history, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another story from the world of combat sports.